regardless now, we are going live. Mousesports will be starting on the CT side, Kinguin on the T on D Cash. This is the best of 5 series. Winner qualifies into Group 1.
And already there's actually a shift coming out from mousesports before we even really see what's going to happen at middle. They take that third player immediately off of Highway, put him inside the A site. It leaves next to cover from Z Connector and just one solo player who's playing very passively, mind you, on B.
Yep.
So it's interesting that they go for the A stack because it's a much harder site, or rather, much easier site than B to retake. B's a lot more difficult in that sense, and they're actually planning to retake B if it goes that direction. But so far, the read is correct because the bomb, it's finally coming, and it's already in the site. They're already deep inside the site. In fact, no peek from Chris J. It's late, and he misses the first shots. He tries to stop the plant. That's a bit curious from Chris J, as he already had the duel started and doesn't finish it off. Next, making a case to bring it back at least a little bit. 3 kills for him, 2 to go. We talked about his individual skill, and already we're getting a display of it as he'll push all the way from truck wrap through the red crate, but unfortunately just missing out on that last shot on Dennis. It's going to be 1-0 Kinguin.
Yeah, kind of interesting. The mouse would actually stack that bomb site so heavily. Like you said, a very passive setup on to be. I think it was just God B holding it there by himself. The mid control came in from Kinguin. Once they had established that mid control, there's no confrontation whatsoever. You have a lot of options there, and they went for the A split, obviously utilizing their aims, getting the kills onto the bomb site, but next coming back with 3 kills of his own. Could, like, when he's alive at any situation, you've got to fear him, but Kinguin get through it, but we will see the force buy from mousesports in reply, and we know how dangerous they are, these scouts, especially Chris J. He can do so much work here, so I think Kinguin are going to be aware of this and approach this round very tentatively. They don't want to give too much away too early on. You see Scream that is opening up the door, seeing what he can find, trying to get some information for his team.
And our initial Molotov just to clear out Forklift as well. One less angle to worry about on the way through. Gives Scream a bit more chance to peek toward Catwalk, not have to worry about a late peek from anyone that's sitting there in wait, but it is going to be Dennis who comes through. P90 working on Dennis in reverse. That's going to be confusing tonight.
Yep.
So 2 ends takes down 1. As Speedy, though, gets back into Scream, so Mousesport at least getting a kill before that bomb goes down. Give themselves a better chance, but look for exits is the best bet. And Godby's gone all the way as he's got a P250 in armor toward T-spawn. Chris J's going to actually take the scout into B. They want to save what they've got.
Yeah, that was actually pretty smart from Kinguin. As I said, approaching the round pretty slowly, trying to work out what the CTs were doing. We saw Scream open the door, the MP7. That just allows him, if he does get taken down to some sort of stack there, they don't give away too much. He's only dropping an SMG, and they can go to the other bomb site and initiate a B push. But he came out, got a Molotov down onto the truck there, or the forklift, I should say, and then cleared out the bomb site from there, and it made the CTs have to fall back. They weren't able to get any retakes of the scouts. Simple smokes went down towards CT spawn and the quad area, and it's got out and made sure they made the most of that. So pretty simple round for them, but Chris J does save that scout play. As we said, you can never write him off when he's got that gun in hand, but Michael Ellie will be picking up on as well. But 2-0 now in favour of Kinguin, and hopefully they can convert this one as well, considering it's going up against a pretty much full eco, apart from the scout and P250 we can see there.
Chris is going to play with 1N on A site. That's how I'm going to refer to them.
That could get more confusing.
That could get more confusing and more annoying. But sometimes I like to troll. Rain's already down middle. It's raining in middle. It looks sunny to me in the skyline, but it's definitely raining bullets on Speedy, who has no response for that AK shot. Still, though, waiting at B are the rest of Kinguin. Not just all of them, though. Dennis's push, we talked about this aggression. 1N has gone through toward T-spawn. That's where the bomb is. So if he could win that duel against other Dennis, it could have been probable for them to at least wreak a bit of havoc, cause some confusion, and potentially take down more guns against Kinguin. But Dennis does win that out. That is so damn confusing already. As Fox wants to push forward, the execution slowly but surely working in toward that B site. They don't really ultimately want to drop any guns if they can avoid it. But there one goes. Scream goes down to Gobby. And Chris J, using the scout, nails the headshot on Fox. But Chris J's not in the site. Little do they know, because they haven't put that bomb down. Finally it does. And Michael Lele is just looking to look for the repeat, excuse me. But the flames out, forces him back towards Rain's AK-47, 3-0 now. Guns about to come out for Mousesports.
Well, we say guns, but it's not going to be much in terms of the actual sniper rifles. Chris J has the option to get out of a scout here. Didn't have enough for AWP, and that's the risk you take when you force fire in these rounds. You go into the first gun round without that first sniper rifle, and we know that Mousesports do rely on him quite heavily. But there we go. Michael Eddy will be keeping the P90 here, so you have to think they like a lot of boosting up and mid pressure. So that would be a wise choice for them. Actually, as we said, it looks like they're actually going for something pretty fast and towards the A bomb site. 3 players going to A storage, 2 towards Squeaky. Maybe a fast execute here. They're committing all 5 players to the A bomb site, which means they're not showing any presence anywhere. So their only options really is to get out quickly and see what they can do with
it. Already through. Speedy doesn't see them coming because he's still slightly blinded up. That allows Dennis to take the shot. So an M4 down on the A site. Smoke's in. It means that they have a lot more problems trying to cover it off. Dennis in reverse. 1M will try and get the shot, but Screams found him as well. Kinguin looked to take the first gun round potentially now as well. As the bomb does go down, and furthering problems, Scream's going to find Chris J on the re-entry, leaving it just to both Nex and Gobby, and so far passively they try and wait, but look at Michaelele's position. He's found Nex, and he knows that the last player has to be going for the save as a result of this, because there's no chance of making the round happen, so he's already hot on the heels of Gobby. His position's given away, though. Those boards are so damn indicative, and Gobby punishes him with the M4, but it gives his teammates the read on exactly where he's playing.
There he goes. So that was a pretty good first round from Kinguin, actually. They know the force spike came in second time, so they could get into the bomb site without too much confrontation. They're just with the fact they know they won't have the incendiaries. They'll be low on utility, so they can get in. That's actually an amazing shot from Dennis. We just saw that. That was a really good entry. I didn't catch that the first time around. But when you see all 5 players go towards a bomb site, when they don't get any control of the map whatsoever, they have to do something very fast, or the CTs are able to push and rotate faster than they can, and then that's when it falls apart for them. So that's actually a nice first round tactic and gets them into a great position to take the 5th as well. We can see CTs actually having to go PT50s and 5.7s here and pushing into that A main area and seeing if they can get a pick here. That's going to be Speedy trying to gather some information.
Chris J and Gobby have an excellent crossfire setup, but Scream's made itself far enough forward, so he takes down 1 without being counterpicked by Gobby, and I'm surprised he's still not gone for a peek. At this point, they'll expect that he's not going to be in that corner because it's been so long. You would expect the trade shuffle. Instead, they pull the rotation. Dennis and Nex come over to join things. And Gob now will hear them leaving B site and push through the tunnels behind them. But he's slow enough. Now, this is interesting, though, because Speedy's at the lockers, well spotted by Rain.
Yep. Great pick from him. That really does secure the round now. CT's going to have to try and get some kills from very long range at PT50. Not a lot they can do. As you said, of course, Dennis gets a headshot from across the map and finds one and doesn't make this a complete disaster.
And Michaelele should have heard Gobby because he's in middle at Gobby going into A main. He'll call that he's coming on the flank. They're not even going to push him, in fact, but they are looking his direction. They need to be careful, though, not to hyper-focus onto him because Nex has the problem that truck is about to be occupied as well from exactly the player he took down. So it does leave Gobby to walk away quietly. Just walk away, big man.
He's not done here yet. He fancies one more kill. I don't think he's going to get it. No one running towards that squeaky area.
And bomb to detonate. But an M4 salvaged. 241,000 kills on it.
Not bad. So this is where it gets interesting for mousesports now, whether they'll approach the round with the AWP. Chris J. Kettleford on, but he's actually going for an AUG. Okay, he's serious. We haven't seen one of those. Actually, to be fair, this series we have across the NA scene. We saw a lot of AUGs come out. It can be quite a viable gun. I know a lot of people do sing his praises. We don't see it that much. Can be considered a little bit cheesy, but I guess if he's holding B by himself, he has got the scope. He can utilise that, but let's see what Kinguin do here. Looks like they're going very fast again towards the A bomb side. One player lurking this time, though. No bomb on them, so they're going in straight for the frags here.
Shot coming from Speedy. It's 2 kills, so finally mousesports have something to work with. Scream's gone through the smoke. He's in the corner. By boxes, but not yet going up, and he waits it out long enough. First kill goes his way, but he needs to still be weary that Gobby's coming back on the catwalk. Instead, he shuffles out to his left, and Dennis makes him pay the price. They're not going into hiding a little bit sooner. Fox now the last one left. Mouse, great start to the round. Potentially the finish coming out just as swift as Dennis will put the shot into Fox through the smoke.
I'm not sure I was a very big fan of that one, Matt. The fact that they left the bomb towards the middle area and then committed 2 or 3 guys running through the smoke kind of suggests that they're not too confident in the actual push they're doing. If you're going to push some of your main players through and potentially lose them, you want to have the rest of the guys there with them, backing them up. There's no point of them dying, and then you say, oh, at least we've got the bomb still, because you can't really do anything with it at that stage. But there we go then. It's going to be the first round on the board for mousesports, and hopefully they can capitalise now. They've got a decent bankroll coming up. I know AWP coming up from Michaelele, and with mousesports not having one, he could potentially find a kill here onto Chris J.
As the flames extinguish on the boost. 8 HP already for Fox, less than that for Michaelele, who goes for the repeak onto Chris J, who has an AUG out.
Yeah, I don't know how he took down Michael Lady there. He actually gets 2 as
Wow.
well, showing us why that gun can be so viable on Cash.
Apparently so, as he holds that angle to
gonna get another
perfection.
one.
He might actually find 3. Not so easily spoken, but damage dealt no less. Dennis went down to 4 HP after that exchange. Mouse Dennis, that is, of course, as Gabi now lays a flash into the tunnels just to slow them a little bit further, but still they push forward. Or do they? Rain's thinking better of it. Bomb is with Michael. He's going to throw that into the corner. Or rather, Scream, excuse me. But Gabi's got the crossfire. Nex and Vents as well, so even if they get that first kill, they're going to have problems immediately, and there it is. Nex already through, finding out where Scream is. Dennis wants to push immediately through, and he has blinded up Rain, so they haven't got the movement they had initially planned for. And as a result of this, the round's falling away from them. Rain's on low HP, and Dennis will close it out. Well done, mousesports again. So 5-2, 2 in a row. Not only resetting the lost round bonus, but now potentially breaking the economy of the T's. They could force here if they wanted to, but it'd be desperate.
Pretty strange round there. In that peak, when Makalady had the AWP towards B, you have to favour him when Chris J's got an AUG, but apparently not. He takes down 2 players and gets some 2 very good early frags. And now that allows him to pick up the AWP for himself, and it forces Kinguin onto an eco. We can have a look at their buy. They've got the smoke and 2 flashbangs, but they're all heading towards B. It's going to be a very fast tactic for them. Maybe they're aware this is the setup that's going to be there.
Chris J has to fall back as well to Generator because they're pushing in so quickly, so Chris has to look for a shot against a bunch of players who are littering the site. He's already gone down. Fox finding him. Chris is normally strong at that Generator position, but not to be this time, as Dennis goes back into the site from Checker. Bomb he spotted drop down as well, just at the edge of Checker toward the tunnel, so he'll have confidence in controlling this situation as Fox with the op is trying to wait for Speedy to get up in heaven, but Speedy's not going to take the ramp. He jumps up just to be sure that he gets against the wall before spotted out. Now he knows that Fox is pushed forward, but good shoulder peek because he initially thought he was still on the platform when he was in the small pit.
Yeah, it got a little bit hairy there. The fact they rushed B and Chris J didn't take down a single kill. You'd normally expect him when the 5 players appear on your screen to actually just take anyone down with him, but didn't manage to get a shot off there. Forced back to headshot. Got a little bit panicky for him. Godby took 1 down and they got the retake pretty successfully, but Fox picking out that AWP at the end, that could have been really dangerous. We know how hot he can be with that gun, but here we go then. This is the first real gun round of both teams having AWPs. Let's see how this one goes down. We can see Kinguin have been opting to do very fast strategy so far in their gun rounds. It looks like they're actually maybe slowing it down for once and seeing how they can approach this one and picking towards the A, letting the smokes go down instead of just pushing through them like we have seen in the last 2 times.
Scream,
where did that
shot.
come from?
That's insane by Scream. He was in the boost, he fell back down right after he hit
Lord.
that.
It sounded horrible. I just had the headshot fly through.
It sounded excellent if you're a Kinguin fan.
Yeah.
Because finally, after having 5 rounds to 0, they've lost all the early picks, they get one back. And now Michael Lele's turn to go on the hunt. They've got Rain toward the door, as we now see. He'll open that up. Molotov both on forklift, now to quad as well. Speedy forced down into the open, but he can play the right side of the box. He still has an angle he can control here as well. So long as the smoke doesn't get deployed right where we're going to see it, directly in front of him. But Michael Lele already coming through, has managed to find that kill. Dennis has to respond. He's at quad. Dennis hitting 2. Excellent shots up close as he tries to look toward the doorway. Little does he know they've crossed over it. Nex will now make that call, though, because he's taken down Michael Lele, and Nex is going to double up himself. But Scream getting back into him means there's still a chance here. Just the one player as he goes solo, but solo could be enough because Dennis gets erased from the map. It's left to Godby. 100 health for Godby and only 36 for Scream. But we're talking about the world-class accuracy of an AK-47 player who's still definitely on the hunt right now. Has bomb as well, so he's got time, but not time, rather. He's got 5 seconds. He has to get the kill, and Godby's not going to allow it.
Yeah, he waited a little bit too long there. I think he thought he knew who the CT player was and expected a face to be coming in, maybe the CT to doubt himself. But he was very strong in his position. Speedy did waiting there on the highway area and made sure he made that simple frag. Like, Scream just didn't have enough time to check everywhere at that stage. He walked onto the bomb site, got taken down. After they got that initial frag as well, you really expected Kinguin to take that one. Great headshot from Scream in the middle area. Would have pulled the CT's part a little bit, but Dennis doing some great work with the AWP at the back of quad. And that's a position, if you can find frags there, can be so important to you. But here we go then. This is another eco coming from Kinguin. They are favouring the B area again. Had some pretty good success last round, and will they be able to convert this one to a victory? But Chris J opens it up, takes down Rain, and puts the smoke down as well. So they're going to be in a pretty good position here. And Dennis takes down Chris J, and now it's a 4-on-3 favouring Kinguin. And this big frag's coming in all over the place. 3-on-2 now.
Money's still honest on both sides, despite that it's now 4 rounds in a row for mousesports. Finally, Kinguin getting back into that. So there's going to be a bit of an issue moving into this next round for mousesports.
Yeah, absolutely. Having a look at their cash now, they don't really want to force this. They know that full AKs, AWPs will be coming in for the terrorists. They might as well take this one on the chin and do a full eco. You can see a couple of P250s in there. Golby can justify some body armor, but apart from that, there's nothing to talk about, really. Nex has got a deagle. He can be pretty handy with that. But they're going to have to stack here and take some sort of chance. And I'd imagine Kinguin are just going to boost up the middle, work a pick, see what they can do. But that's all really Mouse can hope for, is a full-on stack, and maybe they get some frags. The rush is B for Kinguin. They shouldn't be working so effectively as they are, but that just goes to show you how good they are at entry fragging and using their aims in their favour.
Shot by Rain, catching Chris J. The aggression we talked about, as they are back to pistols. He wants that information. Scream's also taking a hefty amount of damage toward mid. In fact, they're going to push a little bit more forward on that. Speedy working down the wall. But Scream's not stupid. He's going to fall back into mid, let his teammate in Rain come out to take that fight. He spots up an excellent shot on Gobby. A secondary peek coming out from Mouse in that Z connector, and it's completely negated already.
And Speedy's going to be last man there, hoping he finds a man somewhere, but 5-on-1. I don't really fancy his chances of even finding a terrorist to shoot at. You can see him just pushing now to the T-spawn area and seeing what he can find, but it's going to be empty, I think, and that's going to be the 7th round on the board for Kinguin. They're having a pretty successful campaign here, right? So mousesports getting 4 in a row, but Kinguin bouncing back now. That eco rush into B really has paid dividends for them. The Tech 9s, Deagle, Force, finding the kills onto Chris J. He seems to be struggling a little bit defending those eco buys. Like the first round, he didn't get a single kill. Second time, he took one down with him before he got a Deagle headshot in the face. I think they need to address the B setup perhaps. I think Kinguin are very keen to the fact that they have got the AWP solo in there.
Well, Michael Lele still has his up to work with. We do see guns come back out on the CT side, but they have Chris J on a scoped weapon that's not the one of choice. It's going to be the Scout just due to the money. I was about to say before Kinguin's 6th round, whatever that was, round 10 at the time, that mousesports had done really well of bringing the economy back in their favor after losing the 5 rounds, but so quickly it turned by just losing 1.
Oh, yeah.
And such is the way that the exchanges have gone.
Well, now we say Chris J actually going towards the mid area with the Scout. We always talk about it. His Scout is really deadly, so you can't write them out of this round yet. Obviously, none of them getting head armor due to the AK, 1-bullet headshot potential, but again, Kinguin actually playing this round pretty smart. We seem to do a lot of fast stuff this game, but slowing it right down, feeding out the map and seeing what mousesports have brought to the table.
Mousesports, again, have brought a Scout to the table, not an op, so we'll see if Chris J can find it. But Nex is going to look over toward that A site, potentially try and push into A main. We haven't seen that push yet come out from them, even though in nights prior it's been pretty common. And Chris J's given up middle very early, so Dennis has a chance to rotate up highway. Of course, Kinguin Dennis, that is for the T side, but a shot coming out, that's going to give away to Speedy that he's there. And this is just a ruse. He's trying to sell this over toward A. And as that smoke comes out and he falls off it, coming into Chris J. Chris J swaps over to the pistol and wins that duel. This may indicate that it's B because there's no other pressure put on A. And in fact, the rotation's coming over from Chris, but the kills are coming the way of Kinguin as Rain takes down Dennis. And they work in on the site. Smoke off on the CT connector, leaving a very lowly entry for Chris J. And in fact, low HP makes it even more problematic. So Scream able to take that kill. And all the entries working out means saves are coming in for mousesports. 2 M4s to keep.
So the only kill they actually got was with that Scout in middle. He managed to tag Dennis in the side, finish him off with the 5-7, but when they went to execute onto the B, you're right, it was actually pretty obvious actually what was going on, but I guess that force buy didn't allow them to have the right utility to hold the T's off, got taken down on the bomb site, swarmed as such, but now they've got no kits at all. The retake potential just isn't there. They're going to have to hide and hope they save these. We can see one player towards quad. Speedy's going to be hiding behind the van in CT spawn, hoping that no one comes looking for him, but Fox can smell him. Fox becomes the hound.
Fox becomes the hound. Nicely done.
Thanks.
And a sense of smell for an animal. You got 2 in there almost.
Well, there we go. That's actually a really big round for Kinguin to win. That was a big force buy from mousesports. Quite lucky for them to save 2 rifles. Had they not have done that, could have been really detrimental to them. But keeping the M4s, the other guy's not going to force buy here. It's definitely the right thing to do. Otherwise, it's going to get too far gone for them to get back into. Where they use these M4s will be yet to be seen. We can see it's going to be Nex holding the middle area. Speedy going towards A, so I think that's probably a good choice. See if they can just utilize the rotation, go for the first picks. But Chris J does get taken down, and that's going to open up the Beast bomb site once again.
Not fully, though, because they still have Gob on that platform. P250. They'll try and let them lurk forward, use the sound to figure out which shot to take first, but Dennis beats him to the punch. Next getting one in response, but Rain's there to answer that. So it's only 2 left. Very low HP for both Dennis and now as well on to Rain, and almost Rain getting shot through that garage on the spam, but Scream's now got Dennis. It leaves Speedy, and Speedy is no more. Speedy's a little slow.
Okay, so Speedy's a little slow. Good. Right then, so we go into this 14th round. Right now, mousesports haven't got enough on the board. And the CT side, they need to get these last 2 just to make sure they have a good fighting chance of, even if they lose a pistol next half, they still have a bed to play with. But Dennis and Chris J now both picking up the AWPs. As I said before, Chris J hasn't had too much success towards the B area with it, but he's going to keep it over there. Dennis will be locking down the mid zone. So I guess that kind of makes sense. They've got this interesting boost coming in now. This could actually work out really well for them. There it is. That first pick's amazing. And that's enough for them. They can fall out to the bomb sites now. They've done enough work here. They don't want to overcommit to it.
And the weird thing about that boost is you can only see the drop from it. It doesn't let you see the mid connector, but likewise, he couldn't be spotted in return, so they couldn't get the return shot from Michael. So double op setup in play. Trade came back in, obviously, as we've seen. So Speedy goes down, and now it's going to be Dennis on the entry to take down other Dennis. So T-sided entry, but the response comes again. It's Gava next, picking up a kill apiece. It leaves 2 players for Kinguin on the A site. They have bomb, and they've also put a very deep smoke toward truck. That's now dissolved, so just the single smoke at the side of the red crate. And it's Michael trying to peek past it, getting caught by Nex. And Fox has his own smoke to at least get him back out toward quad. The other one is about to dissolve. There's about 4 seconds on stack that's already fading. So he's going to get caught. No man's land, but he takes the fight. Unfortunately, there's 2 peeking him at the same time, so Chris is able to close it. And it will be a 5th round for mousesports, but Kinguin getting 9 already on the T side. Yeah, pretty damn good.
That's why I said they need to get these last 2, just to give themselves that sort of bed of rounds to play with. Otherwise, they're going to go into it with actually nothing to actually rely on. So that was actually a good reaction from mousesports. They know they've been losing mid quite a lot. The boost up into smoke, quite ingenious play, really. They know that they're exploiting the boost area. Got the first pick. Didn't overcommit to it. Sadly, though, Speedy should have been falling back at the same time his teammates did. He got taken down by a fast push from the T side, but going into this last round now, you can see the CT's economy isn't amazing. Godby's going to be on a Famus there, but this is a round, like I said, they definitely want to take this. Chris J, not going to have the AWP this time. He's actually going to leave it on Dennis, and he will be holding the B area with the M4. He's going to have some confrontation as well.
Nice shot from Michael this time, though, to win that mid position. We saw that frag work against them the first time. Nex is playing around in that smoke, knows Michael is above, and does eventually locate him, almost with echolocation, because he didn't have vision through that smoke, but Rain's now got back in the Nex. So things still unfolding for Kinguin, and they've got a 2-2 split, interestingly enough, on the T side, trying to figure out which bomb site has the better entrance point, and a trade on B may indicate that that's weak. Bomb's way down. Okay, it's just 1 player left, sure, but Bomb's way down back toward T-spawn. And that means Dennis has to go back to find it, while Fox will fight other Dennis, and Fox spots other Dennis going into A main. He turns back with the op, can't land the shot, and Fox makes it 10 rounds Kinguin. They don't get the 2 you talked about.
Nope, so Kinguin actually, they got 7 yesterday, 10 today, so they've improved their T side compared to the Wabney and Tailraisers, but that was actually really convincing from them. They kept it pretty simple, kept working the mid area, chucked in a few B rushes there. They relied on that. Do you remember the first gun round they did? They did the full A execute, worked out really well for them. I think that was the only time we really saw that. Apart from that time, they actually just opted to go for the picks, work areas fast, just choose bomb sites and just commit to them. So getting the mid control, pushing the CTs back, and going up highways quite favours them as well. They've got a lot of picks that way, and just great post-plant play. And now we're going to the pistol one. mousesports definitely needs. It looks like they may be opting for a B side push here. Whether they'll do a full-on rush, but they're going to have 3 CTs pushing them. This is great from Kinguin.
This is what we see normally from mousesports, and it's Michael to find out where 2 of them are perfectly with headshots. Chris J and Nex combine to get the kill back, but it's Nex now doubling up his total. Able to take down Fox, able to take down Scream, and it's back to a 2 versus 2. This is unlikely because Kinguin lost so many early on. Or rather, mousesports said you would have thought they fell back sooner and not taken these fights, and Kinguin overstay their welcome in exchange. As Dennis now looking for Speedy, who tried to fake that he rotated back toward middle, but is still in the B tunnels, and having been spotted now by Dennis Meister, he'll bring Rain over top of the high, or rather Heaven. So they'll play a buddy system, but the buddy system also means that there's no one home at A, and mousesports can get a potential bomb plant, and should, out of this round to bring money potentially toward an early buy.
But both the CT players haven't really realised yet there's another bomb site. They're both committing to this quite heavily. I'm not really sure.
You mean there's 2 on a map?
Why has no one moved yet? Why has no one thought, might go to the other side here? Oh, now they've realised. The penny's dropped. And they could have just played one towards CT spawn, one towards the truck on A. I would have been fine. But Speedy now in actually a pretty decent position.
So for whatever reason, they thought Speedy was playing mind games. It ends up working in Speedy's favor, but Speedy has found one kill. It's rained down. Dennis has to pursue this because otherwise he just plays the timer. And well done by him. He's got the kit as well in the first round. So Kinguin pick up round 11.
So yeah, that's just going to be a very difficult response for mousesports now. They have two options. They get the Tech-9s this time, or they go AKs next round. I would be saying let's get the Tech-9s next round. Let's get the AKs next round and see what we can do with that. Gopi, though, he's going to be buying Tech-9 and armor, and looks like the rest of the team will be as well. So they are trying to get back into this as quickly as possible. Cache is actually a very viable map to do it because you can go towards the A-bomb site and you can drop a simple smoke to quad, pop flashes out of A main, and you can force your way into the highway area, and that does work very effectively. So we can see there.
Here's the flash.
They're going straight in?
I'm not sure they will. The flash was definitely there. No, they're not. Michael doesn't want to. It could have been good because the timing was such that they weren't actually inside the A main yet. They were at the doorway. And Mike could have come in firing to an arrow or choke point, but now they'll push through. They spot him, so he has to shoot. He tries to play the trigger discipline. But position given up allows Chris to get the kill. Doesn't necessarily account for the fact that Rain is still on quad, and he's going to play around with Gobby. Now dropping the bomb toward him. He's able to pick up a third. Rain, you talked about how good this guy is, and he shows it right now as it leaves Speedy in a position where there's nothing left to do but die.
That was pretty lackluster from mousesports, I'm afraid. They could have done so much more of that. Had they waited for the CTs to do their little pushes and the flashbangs and wait for the smokes to go down, it's just you give yourself a much better chance if you just smoke out that quad area completely and take him out of the game. And you focus and isolate towards the highway and forklift and try and find the right pick, and then you can swarm the bombs after that. Now they force bought, put themselves in a really difficult situation. Kinguin are loving this now. They know they can get away with quite a lot. It's going to be nothing but whatsoever from those keys, and they're going to have a difficult gun round as well going into this.
And Kinguin starting off the anti-eco successfully. Haven't lost anyone, nor very much health indeed, as Michael Lele bringing down Dennis. That may change. Good save by Scream. In fact, he didn't even get an assist. I thought Scream for sure bailed his teammate out, but Fox managed to turn around fast enough. 3 to go for Kinguin on map 1. Best of 5, so it's a start, it's a lead, but it's not nearly enough to call it done. And we've got so many more maps coming forward, and like you say, mousesports do have depth in their favor.
Well, here we go. This is obviously a crucial round for both teams. You can see mousesports don't have any Molotovs really to speak of.
By the way, interestingly enough, and maybe it's just the view for Tab based on how we joined in, I see you and I in a spectator slot. I don't see Legui in a coach position, which we did have last night.
That's true, actually. Maybe they're relying on Dennis to be the in-game leader tonight, but that's a very good point. But there we go. The fragging does open for Team Kinguin. They take down Chris J, obviously not on the AWP. The money has been heavily effective for the CTs. And now the T's need to work out what are they going to do in this situation. You've lost a man. You haven't really got much utility to play with. They've got a few smokes. They're going to have to commit to a bomb site. Looks like they're going to try and work and pick towards B.
Fox is so close to hitting that shot. He nearly gets a second one to walk in, but not able to land either. Speedy was so close that he instantly countered that. No time to swap out to a pistol, and now he's got the second, but Rain's coming back over. Almost firing back to his teammate is Dennis because he's in full panic mode trying to retake from vents. Rain's going for the flank. First bunny hop was okay, but not much of a speed acceleration. In fact, less so on the second. Rain's going to now take down next. Michael Lele finding Dennis. It's left to Speedy. The man who opened the round with 2 has to close it with 3.
No
So far, not going to happen.
So they get the bomb down. They should be able to get a decent buy next round. It's going to be 4 in a row they've lost. So AKs will be coming out for them, but this one is pretty done as far as I'm concerned. Even if they win a couple of rounds, Kinguin's economy is going to be so strong right now. You can see Michael Eddie's there sat on $8,000. They've got AWPs out. They can just do something a little bit aggressive this time. Force a phase maybe towards A storage or just have an anchor towards B. They won't be able to shut that down. And you can see Chris J getting the scout out. We say how much they rely on him to be the sniper player, and he will opt to buy a scout if he needs to. So he'll be going for the pick towards B as well. Will he have the same sort of response in terms of north facing? I think he will do, in fact. Oh, he manages to get the shot. Of course he does. It's Chris J.
Through the wall, no less. Beautiful start by him. But look at the position from Kinguin. They've already left the A site. They know they're in those B tunnels. They've got a player inside vent to close them off. And not only that, Rain will be able to hear them if they work back through middle. So they're committed right now, our mousesports. And Dennis coming back through, only picking up 1. Gives Speedy the trade, and it stays to 3-on-3. But Rain pushes in. just in time through the vents, and then Michael comes in once they turn backwards.
Yeah, even if Rain didn't clear up there, the Michael came in with a perfect backstab as the distraction was coming in. They were absolutely done for as soon as they committed to that checkers area. And that might be it, I'm afraid, for this map, because that just pushes mousesports further against the ropes. Now they have no head armor, they've got some AKs, but absolutely zero utility. 2 smokes, that's basically it. A deagle on next. So as long as Team Kinguin don't do anything too silly here and overcommit to something, they should be taking the first map now. Looks like mousesports will be doing something pretty fast towards the squeaky door area. A couple of guys in A storage as well. But like I said, Kinguin is the hold back and forces the issue. And Speedy taking out Fox though. Interesting.
Rain trying to put the shot on the door. Dennis does eventually open it to his demise. And we do have a crossfire established in that A side as well, because Michael is playing quad. Now playing site side quad, not fence side.
So that first kill that Speedy got, Speedy got was onto Fox pushing the B bomb side. That's what I'm talking about. You can't overforce this when you don't need to. But Rain does answer that, takes down God B. 4 on 3 now, and this might be it.
It could very well be over, as we do see the peek toward A main. Surprisingly, next not spotted up by that. So he'll stay alive, but as he pushes forward, low HP, it's easy for Rain to pick it up. It's left to now just Speedy. Chris went down while we were watching that other frag, and I'm afraid that Speedy's got not much options. Excuse me, as Dennis is going to just fire away and troll in the vent just to make the noise, try and distract first teammate to come through. Now he busts it out, and he goes immediately forward with the M4. It's 16-5. What a start for for Team Kinguin, rather.
Yeah, they didn't even drop a